So I want to spend just a few minutes talking about some of the things that we are working on in the community colleges, because we really welcome the involvement of county vocational technical schools in our work because of this important partnership. So as Judy mentioned, about 2 years ago, we embarked on an effort to really reimagine the future of community colleges in New Jersey. And many of you probably have read our Vision 2028 report, which came out about a year ago. That was based on large numbers of conversations that we had internally in our communities, among presidents, among leaders in our colleges, among the council, trustees, and discussions that we had had with a whole set of different partners. But really underpinning Vision 2028 was a realization that the world is changing. Even before this pandemic, the world was changing rapidly, and that we as community colleges needed to continue to innovate and find new ways to make sure that we were relevant to the challenges that were facing our state. An underpinning of the whole report was a commitment to do more than our share, to increase the percentages of New Jerseyans that have earned some post-secondary credential or degree. And I know that we would all agree, given the work that we all do, that the vast majority of New Jerseyans will have to have some post-secondary degree or credential if they are going to have an opportunity for a family supporting wage and career. And so that may not always mean a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. That might mean an industry valued credential. We also committed in Vision 2028 that we needed to redouble our effort to build partnerships. And obviously partnerships with county vocational technical schools were front and center in those discussions, but partnerships with 4-year colleges and universities are critically important for us, and you'll hear about some of those today. Partnerships with the workforce development system, which I think we'll talk about a little bit later as well. Partnerships with community and faith-based organizations that serve our communities in ways that we cannot. And partnerships with employers and labor unions who have a deep understanding of the changing needs of their industries and can really help us make sure that we are educating and training people with the skills and credentials and degrees that will help them be successful in their lives while we're building a skilled workforce to propel economic growth in our state. So a cornerstone of Vision 2028 was the launching of what we're calling Pathway and Skill Collaboratives in 4 key industries: healthcare, advanced manufacturing, technology, transportation, logistics, and distribution. The point of these collaboratives is to create a structure to allow us to work together and with employers. So the critical component is to really do a much better job of understanding the needs of employers in those 4 key industries, and to work with them to build broad partnerships. Even before this pandemic hit us, the economy was changing, technology was changing rapidly, the skills that people are going to need throughout their lives, and the need for people to be prepared for lifelong learning and retooling throughout their entire careers. But I am convinced that this pandemic will alter the labor market in ways that we can't imagine. There will be jobs created and jobs destroyed, never to come back as a result of this pandemic. It's hard to imagine that the labor market and economy that we emerge into after this pandemic is over, and we hope it's over soon, will be anything like the one that we are leaving behind. And so it's even more important in our mind that we really redouble our efforts to engage with employers. So the idea behind the Pathway and Skill Collaboratives would be to bring together a statewide leadership team for each industry of key employers, labor unions, industry associations that would guide our work, give us input on the changing needs of the labor market and their needs, to work with us to analyze labor market information to make sure that we have a better understanding of the degrees and credentials that are in demand. And that's really a cornerstone, is the idea of creating an industry leadership team for each of the 4 collaboratives. Another cornerstone is that the collaboratives will be coalitions of the willing. So our community colleges have opted into participating in each of the 4 collaboratives, and we are eager to formally invite all of you to choose to join any one of or all 4 of our pathway and skill collaboratives. We would ask that you designate a staff member that could work with us collaboratively, that could work with us to build statewide partnerships and to engage with employers. We are intending to create maps of key pathways, stackable credential pathways for those key industries, and to make that information available to students and job seekers and to the public, and to use those maps as a way to help all of you make the decisions on building those relationships and those pathways from vocational technical schools to community colleges, from community colleges to four-year colleges and universities. We want to create a truly flexible system of pathways built on stackable credentials with on-ramps and off-ramps, no dead ends, opportunities for students to, throughout their careers, to get more training and education to help them move up the career ladder, to get more of the skills and education, knowledge and abilities that they need to thrive in this rapidly changing world. So we're very excited to be launching the Pathway and Skill Collaboratives. They are led by our Community College Consortium for Workforce and Economic Development, which is an arm of the council, which has been around for about 10 years and gives us the platform to engage with employers and to secure state and federal grants to support this effort. We hope that the Pathway and Skill Collaboratives will be a platform for us to all come together in those 4 industries: healthcare, advanced manufacturing, transportation, logistics and distribution, and technology, to not only build strong partnerships, but also to secure state and federal grants to support the work that all of you do. So we will be in touch with you with a formal invitation to formally join one or all of the Pathway and Skill Collaboratives. But we believe now is the time for us to engage employers on a statewide level to really understand their needs and to build those strong pathways, building on the incredible work that is already going on in all of your institutions. So we look forward to working with you on that and on many other opportunities to strengthen these relationships.